Hello, it's so good to be with you again today. I would like to talk about A Course in Miracles and Transcendence and non-duality and what is it that we are transcending. Not everybody uses that word transcendence, but I think everybody is attempting in their own way to transcend something. So what is it for you? Are you attempting to transcend a thought pattern, a judgment pattern, an eating pattern, a drinking problem, a sex issue, a money issue, employment issue, tax issue, gasoline prices issue? Or are you trying to transcend being a separate person? If you're a good Course in Miracles person, you're trying to give up attack thoughts. You're trying to be the master of your mind, do the mind training that puts you one with the one, where miracles are experienced every day because you have extended rather than contracted. Does that pretty much sum it up? I think, and I know this isn't probably popular, I think that mind training is a good start to having a better personality. Certainly, attacking your brothers and sisters is not the best way to be intimate and have healthy, happy relationships. Plus, I do believe we are one mind, and so we feel the attack when we're attacking our brothers and sisters. But when we think of mind training, we're still in a body. We're claiming our thoughts as personal. I can't know. I'm just one being on the path, just like you. I can only say what's happened in my own explorations. What I have found is that not taking responsibility for feelings and thoughts. Before you get all excited, let me explain what I mean by that. Yes, I take responsibility that that thought or feeling passed through me. I feel it. I acknowledge it happened, but I don't see it as a personal self creating it. So there's no need for guilt. There's no need for shame. There's no need for me to process it, put it on the altar, do anything with it. In non-duality, we don't touch it. We feel it, we acknowledge it happened, and if that's responsibility, yes. But we don't go into, oh, that was an attack thought, or, oh, look at the guilt, or anything, because that creates a story. I'm not just espousing non-duality. This is what I live by. I just almost completed a book. It's in the final days. And it's a fable where a little girl is taught not to touch her thoughts and her feelings, because she's even at 11, she's already obsessed with her thoughts and her feelings as though they are truth. Hello, hello, let me blow the trumpets, wake you up, wake me up, wake everybody up. Thoughts and feelings are not truth. Otherwise, they would be called facts. But they loop in patterns, and they're very hurtful when we engage with them. They are nothing, just like the Course says. On the one hand, the Course has you do mind training and affirmations, and on the other, it says your thoughts are about as crazy as can be. Never mind them. One of the most valuable shares in the Course is I'm not a body. But we don't know what to do with that. What does it mean? I'm free. I'm still as God created me. Is there a God outside me? And then me, that's two. Well, okay, that's what we've been raised with. But then the Course tells us that we're in the mind of God. Last time we did some exercises, that was episode 58. When we let go of everything transitory. What were we left with? Remember, we started with a house, and we took away the furniture, and then we took away the walls. And what were we left with? Just the air. And it seemed like my house and your house, or my library and your library, were one. What was the illusion? Was it separation, or was the illusion that we're one when the walls are separate and they appear separate? Love is the way I walk in gratitude. I believe that says, that would be lesson 195. I believe that is speaking to that one being that we all are. That is total joy to know that we've merged into the one being. There is no separate being. There is no personal self. It's a creation of our imagination. So not only have we imagined unworthiness, we've imagined we're solid beings. I know someone who's scared of freezing, not freezing cold, but she freezes. She gets scared and freezes. And now she's scared of freezing. So she freezes when she's scared, and now she's scared that she's going to freeze. And what if she connected to what she is beneath her feelings? What if all feelings are transitory? We know they are. Can't hold on to them. What if all thoughts are transitory? We know they are. What about memories? We know those are transitory, especially when we get older and we can't remember, right? That thing that's always been I, that's always been you, that is not transitory. It's ageless, it's genderless, it's free. That's what that line from the Course means. I'm not a body, I'm free. I'm still as God created me, without limits, without boundaries, without walls. I am what you are. We are what God is. This God is not a good God or a bad God. It's just the isness God. It's the life God. Doesn't it feel better not to split up and divide up? Doesn't oneness feel better? I know there are people believing that this is nonsense. They believe in what the eyes see. And that's fine. I've been there. You've been there. What if we were okay with the outcome, no matter what? 292. 292 says, a happy outcome to all things is sure. Well, you know what? That's true if we accept whatever is. If we don't define that as we're getting what we want, that's a tricky one. That's a dual world. And that's a world that will be full of misery, because sometimes you will and sometimes you won't. And you'll feel misunderstood by God if you think God is going to bring you your good. Of course, the Course says you don't know what your good is, which is true. But if we accept what is, whether it's death, whether it's what's just happened in Florida, I could speak to that. I have a house in Florida. I don't know what's happened. My sense is it's all right, but everybody I know in Florida has a cell phone, and all power is down in our neighborhood, and all cell phones are down. Would I prefer that the house is fine? Sure. But I have certainty that I will be all right with whatever happens. If our plans change, we don't go to Florida anymore, that's what it will be. If we lose the money, that will be. If we rebuild, that will be. If there's very little damage, which is what I'm feeling, I'm intuiting that there might be some water damage, but I don't know. So when we say we're okay with the outcome, we all have minds and feelings and thoughts. And so we're going to have opinions, but that does not need to determine the outcome. So a happy outcome is my being at peace. So that actually fits with lesson 341. I could see peace instead of a hurricane. Does that mean that I don't see the hurricane? Of course I see the hurricane. And I know that loved ones went through some awful stuff, but it's over. As far as the scare. And now it's not over in terms of the world picking up the pieces, building things back. But who said it was supposed to be the way it was? We like that. If I want to be upset, I could think about all the devastation in terms of money lost and lives changed. And what about the shared being? Is that the same as it was? Underneath, are we the same? What about eternity? If we want to focus on the temporary, we're cut out of eternity. Many times I go back to Melissa, my daughter that passed unexpectedly, but she became my teacher when I could accept her and feel the oneness. The last day she was alive, she said, "Mom, shine with your full brilliance, no matter what." And that's what I hear. I hear over and over, no matter what. No matter a hurricane, no matter something didn't go my way, no matter I didn't hear from a friend that I wanted to hear from, no matter. Do I go through shock? Of course. If something drastic changes, of course. It's a change in what I know. What do I rely on? Going inside and out and outside and in with the formless. That is my true I that wasn't born and isn't going to die. I think it's kind of ironic that all of my peace comes in the form of the formless. And so much of my life, my early life, was obsessed with the form, with being fat or being thin or the size. How crazy is that? How fun is that? How miraculous is that? How divine is that? That the very thing I held on to is the very thing that would bring me freedom. So let's do a little meditation now together. Let's join in our true being. Where is that? If you think your true being is in your body, you start there. Start to inhabit your body full on with energy and heat and aliveness. Fill it out. Experience your pulse. Feel your temperature in your hands. Feel any sensations going on in your body. Is your back tight? Are your hamstrings tight? Do you have a headache? Is your neck comfy or is it tight? How does your stomach feel? Are you hungry? Do you have an upset stomach? Or are you comfortably full? Even though you might have started out to feel like this was you, can you remember that your skin and your bones and your organs are on borrowed time, like the library book? They're here for a while. And underneath your skin and your bones lies a being. It's the sense of you that's always been with you, but doesn't have an age or a gender because it's been you through all the ages. And it doesn't feel like a boy or a girl. A tree looks like a tree, like it's separate. But if we go underneath, it's connected to all the other trees. That's us. And what if what we are isn't this form? The trees are more than their form. They go out into the forest and put out messages to the insects and the other trees and the plants about what's going on. What if God is different than what we thought? We grew up kind of in awe or afraid of God, no matter what your particular family thought. Even if you were raised against God, there's, like some families are more than agnostic. They're atheist and they teach their kids to be against any beliefs in a God. But in their making the God such a big deal, they're actually making the God pretty important. And they're making the God outside of everyone. Who is actually raised thinking they are God? You are God. Thank you for being God in my life. What if that was said to you? Everyone is God. That's why you can't harm anyone. You wouldn't want to if you knew they were God. God is everything that you are. All feelings, all thoughts, all emotions. We don't have to make God into a person because a person isn't what we are either. What if we're all the one being, aware, awake, alive, sentient? What if enlightenment truly is what the Course says, and so many sages have said, that it's hidden in plain sight because we were looking for something permanent, one feeling, bliss, one state, probably one body, an illumined body, a physical body. Can you prove to me that you're not God? Can you prove to me that you're not already awake? I don't know how you do that. You have no more proof of that than I have a way to tell you that you are everything, but you can't stay a separate person. If you want to know you're everything, you have to give up the personal because you never were it. The personal is the temporary, the personality, the thoughts, the feelings, the memories, the activities, the relationships, the perceptions, the sensations. In other words, your history. But you're more than that. And if you want to know it, you want to know your unlimited nature, then just a little bit allow for the possibility that you might not be who you thought yourself to be. And I'll leave you with my favorite sentence recently. If thoughts and feelings were truth, they would be called facts. So let's take into question everything we thought we were so that we can know the possibility of what we are. Thank you, everybody. Bye-bye.